Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to configure a hub and spoke topology in Cisco SD-WAN. So this is the topology that we are using in our lab so far, and first we have onboarded the controllers, then we onboarded the VH1, VH2, and we have onboarded the CH4, which is running Cisco IOS XE SD-WAN image. We have seen configuring OSPF, and we have onboarded VH22, and we configured VRP between them. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to configure hub and spoke topology, and I'm going to keep VH2 and VH22 as my hub site. They are running in same site ID and running VRP between them. We'll keep VH1, VH3 and CH4 as a spoke routers. If you have not seen my previous videos, I have given the links in the description. Check them so that you can understand the topology and how we build it. So to configure hub and spoke topology, first we have to make your vSmart in vManage mode. If you go to configuration devices and then controllers, you can see vSmart is showing mode as vManage. If it is in CLI mode, the policy that you configure for hub and spoke, and if you activate, it won't push it to your vSmart. I have shown how to configure a device template for vSmart in my previous video. If you have not seen that video, check the description about how to onboard vSmart into a device template so that it comes under the vManage mode. So now to configure hub and spoke topology, we have to create a centralized policy. For that, you have to go to your configuration and then policies. So you can see under policies section, you have centralized policy and localized policy. For hub and spoke topology, we have to create a centralized policy. So I'm giving add policy. And you can see in the top, they're given the flow, create group of interest, configure topology and VPN membership, configure traffic rules, apply policy to sites and VPN. So this is the procedure we have to follow. And before that, we have to create the group of interest. That is for which VPNs and for which site you're going to apply this hub and spoke topology. So let's start with the VPN. So I'm going to create a new VPN list. Just giving VPN 10 list. So basically, if you have multiple VPNs in our topology in the lab, I'm running only one VPN 10 for our service VPN. In case if you have multiple VPNs running and you want to bring them here, you can either give one VPN or you can give multiple VPNs with separate by commas, or you can give range like this, like 10 to 30 like that. So like either you can configure 10, 20, 30 like this, or you can simply give 10 to 30 like this. So in our lab, I'm using only one service VPN for simplicity. I'm just giving 10 and then click add. So I have created my VPN 10 list that is having only one entry. Then the sites. So you have to create a new site list. Basically, I'm going to keep one site list for hub site and one site list for my branch, the spokes. So first I'm going to create a site list for our spokes. So I'm going to give spoke site list. Let's say give it 1, and we have to find the site list. So for VH1 the site ID is 11, and VH3 we have 13, and CH4 we have 14. So we have to configure 11, 13 and 14. So I'm going to configure with commas actually 11, 13, 14. So these three sites will be coming under your spoke list. So now I'm going to create one more site. I'm going to name it hub site list. So hub site is our CH2 and 22. CH2 I given site ID 12. Same thing with CH22 also. So we just have to give only 12. Click on add. So now we have two site list, one for hub and one for your spoke locations. So now I'm giving nest. So we are in the configure topology section, and if you see topology is already selected and add topology. When you click this drop down, you can see hub and spoke option, mesh option, custom control using root and T-lock, and import the existing topology. So in this lab I'm going to show you how to do the hub and spoke topology using the first option. We can also do the same hub and spoke topology using the custom control that I will show you in another video. Only difference between this, if you select the first one, the hub and spoke, you have to inject a default root from your hub site. So I'm selecting the hub and spoke. I'm going to just simply give a name, hub hyphen spoke 1. I have to give a description. So VPN list, right now we have only one. It's very simple, so I'm giving. And this is the name, my hub and spoke. If you want to rename, you can rename them also. I'm just going to leave as it is, my hub and spoke. So now you can see it's very simple. Add hub and spoke sites. So you have two entries here, hub and spoke. So I'm going to add the hub site. Click on the slide list, and I'm going to click hub site. And don't forget to click add. So it is added. And add spoke sites. So you have a spoke list, select the spoke and then click on add. So make sure it is added. Now you can save it, save hub and spoke policy. So we can see it is added. And now we can give next. So application hour routing traffic data cflow we are not doing in this lab, so we can just leave it as it is and give next. So here we have to give the policy name. I'm going to give hub hyphen spoke hyphen policy hyphen 1. So VPN list is already selected, and here if you want to preview your policy which you are going to apply, you can preview that. So this is the control policy, matching the root, site list, hub site list, matching the VPN 10, and action accept, and match T-log, site list, hub site list, action accept. And this is the list we created, site list for hub and site list for spoke and VPN list, and finally we apply it. So I'm going to save this policy. So now we have created the policy, and you can see activated showing false. We are not yet activated it. So before we activate the hub and spoke topology, I want to show you the current state. Like, let's go to monitor, go to networks, let's go to this VH1. So VH1, if you see the tunnels between the VHs, you can see the VH1 is having tunnel between VH2, 22, VH3 and CH4. So after we establish the hub and spoke topology, it will form the IPsec session only with your hub router. This with 3 and 4 it won't make. And also if you see the number of routes that it is receiving, show IP route, it's receiving routes from all the spoke, right, from CH3 30 30 30.1 and from this other T-log IPs, right? So after we enable the hub and spoke, it will receive routes only from your hub site, that is from your VH2 and VH22, this 172 segment. So it won't receive this 192.168 and this 60.10.10 IP in VH1 now. And from the vManage, if we go to the troubleshooting section, you can go to troubleshooting like this and then go to trace route. I'm going to trace that 160 IP, which is the CH IP, 10.1, VPN 10, and then the interface. So you can see it is directly reaching to that CH4 and then reaching its IP. And when we enable the hub and spoke, it will go via the hub router. I'll show you that. So now we go to the policies, and hub and spoke policy is there, activated is false, and I'm going to activate this. So now our vManage is in our vSmart is in vManage mode, so that's why the policy will be applied, because it is reachable. If it is in CLI mode, it will show you a failed message here itself. So our policy is applied to your vSmart now. Let's go to the CLI now. So let's see how many routes that we are getting. So you can see earlier we were receiving this much OMP routes from all the other VHs and CHs. It was a full mesh topology. Now we have hub and spoke. We are receiving the routes only from your hub router. That is your VH2. Only from this one, that 172.168.10 segment. So now if you ping, you can ping only the hub router now. But you won't be able to ping the other spokes. See, destination unreachable. That's because we have not yet injected the default route from our hub router. That I will show you now. So in our topology, we are running VRRP between VH2 and VH22, and I have configured a separate device template for both of them to apply the VRRP configuration. If you want to know how I did that, you watch the previous videos I given in the description. So now let's go to templates. In the device template, you can see this VH, VRRP2 and 22, and the two devices are attached, and those are our hub sites. VH2 and VH22 acting as a hub routers now with same site ID. So now if you go to this, I'm going to edit this device template because I'm going to apply a inject a default route from my hub router that I have to inject on the service VPN, that is your VPN 10. And to do that, we have to do the configuration in the device template only, because you cannot do in the router CLI. It won't allow you to do once it is onboarded using a device template. So you can see the service VPN, the VPN 10, it's already having a device template. So this VPN template I'm going to remove, and then I'm going to create a new one. So I'm just going to give the name like VPN 10 site 2122. So this is for your VPN 10. So I'm giving it globally. Globally, I'm using only VPN 10, so I've given in global mode. And rest everything I'm going to keep as it is. So I'm going to enable OMP for static, connected, external OSPF. So here I am going to inject a default route. So under IP route, new IP route, I'm going to give default route 000/0. And here you have to select null 0 and enable this null globally, because it's just a matter of advertising a default route from my service VPN which is in the hub site. So click on add so that it gets added. So IPv6 and services, we are not doing anything as it is. So this is for my service VPN 10, and I have given a just injected a default route and enabled all this OMP in that. Static, let's give BGP also, future you can use it. So that's it. I'm going to save this. So if you go to this device template under your service VPN, so under the VPN template, so whatever I created new, you can see it is there. So only a difference between the previous VPN template is that it was not injecting a default route. In this new one, I'm injecting a default route. So I'm going to click update. So you can see it is already in tick mark. So I just have to give next. And this is going to get applied for VH2 and VH22. Let's check in VH2. Just want to see the difference. What we're adding? We're just adding under VPN 10. We're just adding a default route. Same here also. So now I'm going to configure this. So it's going to get committed to 2 dividers. Okay. So now this template will be pushed. So now the device template is successfully pushed. Now I have logged into the VH1, and if I check the show route, I can see the default route is coming from my the hub routers. Now I should be able to ping my spoke locations. Yeah, so now I can ping spoke to spoke. So we go to the monitor networks and select the VH1. So VH1, I want to check the IPsec tunnel status now. So if you see, the IPsec tunnel session is formed only between your VH1, that is your spoke router, to your hub router VH2 and VH22. With the other spoke location, the IPsec is down now. And we'll check the trace route now. We'll go to troubleshooting. So actually the trace route will come under the connectivity after ping. Maybe in my browser I'm not able to check that some issues are there. So I'm just clicking bring up and then go to troubleshooting and then selecting the trace route. So let's check the so now I'm in VH1. I'm going to trace the packet to 160.10.10.1, that is in my CH4, that is my other spoke router. 160.10.10.1, that is with my VPN 10 and with my IP. Okay, now you can see it is going via 172.168.10.2, that is my hub router, and then reaching the destination. So you can see this VH2 router 172.168.10.2. So the packet goes from VH1 to VH2 and then finally to the destination, other spoke. So like how we found in the VH1, we are using a default route. So all the other spoke location like VH3 and the CH4 also will receive a default route from your hub router. Then only the spoke to spoke communication will work. So you can see I'm in VH3, show IP route include OMP. You can see I'm getting a default route from my hub site. And also the CH also you can see you have to give the command show SD-WAN OMP routes. You can see I'm receiving a default route from Mojinated 2020.1, also from 22.22.1, that is your VH22 hub router. So now we have successfully completed the hub and spoke lab video, and so there is another way to do this using a custom route policy that we will discuss in the another video.